destroys Whoopi Goldberg and the arrogant horse she rode in on. Whoopi Goldberg proved once again that she does not belong on TV. Ever. She needs to be taken off the air because her nonsense and falsehoods can get into the nation's dialogue and corrupt it. She is that bad. Advertisement. Thankfully Brian Kilmeade, co-host of Trump's favorite show Fox and Friends, just destroyed her and exposed her for all to see. Brian made a remark about the statue controversy and wondered aloud if the 9/11 memorial was next. Enter Whoopi, who said. Advertisement. Victims, 9/11. Perpetrators, Confederacy. You understand the difference? Goldberg said, trying to mock the Fox News host. When you see something that is put together to intimidate, and that is celebrating a group of people who decided that they wanted to fight for their right to own slaves, I think it's kind of it's beyond apples and oranges. Get a book, read a book, crack a book, read something. Strong words from a fool, and Brian let her have it. On his radio show, The Brian Kilmeade Show, that afternoon, the Fox News host put her in her place. According to BizPake Review, he started by pointing out that New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio is, like at this very moment Whoopi, convening a commission to analyze every statue in the city to see if they're worthy of staying up. Brian said. They are now putting a definer on the Jefferson Memorial in Washington, D.C., they are now defiling the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., they are chopping off heads of Columbus who I don't think fought in the Civil War, but I gotta crack a book, according to Whoopi Goldberg, Kilmeade said. To put her values on people that lived 200 years ago, I think it shows the arrogance of our generation. Correct, Brian, and there is none more arrogant than Whoopi. What about all those people who thought it was perfectly okay for women not to vote? Kilmeade asked. What about all those people that thought it was perfectly okay for blacks to go to the back of the bus? Are they all horrible people? They're brought up in a time where for some reason that was considered the norm. But as a society, we kept getting better. We always keep improving. But you can't say that Thomas Jefferson and Andrew Jackson are bad because you don't agree with everything that they did. Watch Kimberly Guilfoyle and co-hosts honor Eric Bolling's son with loving tribute on the 5. Just after losing his job at Fox News, popular host Eric Bolling tragically also lost his 19-year-old son Eric Chase. The details of the heartbreaking death are still being investigated. Advertisement. Now Bolling's former colleagues on Fox News are paying their respects to their dear friend and his son, as Conservative Fighter is reporting. You, of course, know Eric Bolling and his wife Adrienne and their beautiful son, Eric Chase. He passed away Friday in Colorado, where he was attending college, the 5 co-host Kimberly Guilfoyle said, adding that Eric Chase brought so much love and joy to his parents' lives. Speaking about her colleague and friend Eric Bolling, Guilfoyle recalled his love and admiration for his son Eric Chase over the years. Advertisement. If you've watched our show over the years, you've probably heard Eric Bolling proudly talk about his sweet son. He was a baseball player like his dad, who played left field. He was an amazing young man. He did so much to help others, and he was an A student who excelled in mathematics, Guilfoyle said. The loss has left the entire Fox News team deeply devastated. We are truly heartbroken and we want to extend our deepest condolences to the Bolling family. Eric Chase, may he rest in eternal peace, Guilfoyle said. An autopsy on Bolling's son will be done next week. Some early reports said he had committed suicide because he was so upset over his dad being fired from Fox News over an alleged sexting scandal. However, a friend of Eric Jr. has recently come out saying this is completely untrue and that Eric Chase was strong in the face of the controversy. Bolling has also indicated that early signs do not show any evidence of self-harm. Eric Chase was found in bed at his Colorado apartment with no suicide note. Liberals' jaws hit floor with jealous thud as God proves he favors Trump over them. God showed all of those whiny liberals that he favors Trump over them. How did God show that he favors Trump over them? He showed them his support by leaving Trump's Caribbean property untouched during Hurricane Irma. The mansion is an 11-bedroom property priced at $16.9 million. This is a clear sign of who is meant to be in the White House. Advertisement. The Trump Organization hasn't made a comment yet. Meanwhile, the fate of Trump's other major property in the path of Irma, his Palm Beach Mar-a-Lago resort-turned-winter White House, remains up in the air. But the expectation is that it, too, will suffer little damage, having survived multiple hurricanes in the 90 years since it was built on an island between the Atlantic Ocean and Florida's intercoastal waterway. Besides that, Irma veered more to the west as it moved up the Florida peninsula. Advertisement. Of course, other celebrities had their properties damaged and most of them don't have the details of the status yet. So far, there's no word on any harm to the expensive homes of the down-to-earth people like Sean Diddy Combs and Gloria Estefan on Star Island. Also, Johnny Depp's place and Eddie Murphy Place in the Bahamas is still not known yet. To luxury homes owned by Gloria Estefan and Sean Diddy Combs on the star-studded Star Island, a man-made retreat off Miami Beach. No mention yet of Oprah Winfrey's Caribbean getaway mansions on Antigua and Paradise Island in the Bahamas. But some other celebrity owners of Caribbean islands and properties have gone public with their losses. One rich person who suffered damage was billionaire Richard Branson of the Virgin Empire. He posted pictures online of his private Necker Island in the British Virgin Islands, which was almost totally destroyed by the hurricane while he and his staff survived the storm in a concrete wine cellar. "We felt the full force of the strongest hurricane ever in the Atlantic Ocean," he wrote. "But we are very fortunate to have a strong cellar built into Necker's great house and we're very lucky all of our teams who stayed on island during the storm are safe and well." He is now raising money for the British Virgin Islands. What do you think of this? Just an arrogant Hillary Clinton pisses off huge line of fans at her own book signing. Hillary Clinton just can't get anything right. Just after it's been revealed that her new book What Happened was put in the 40% off bargain rack by Amazon and Walmart, she's managed to piss off a huge amount of fans at her own book signing. This woman really has a knack for messing things up. Here's what happened. Advertisement. As New York Post is reporting, Clinton basically did the one thing you shouldn't do at your own book signing. She organized a big event in New York City and let the anticipation build up and then she didn't show. Hundreds of fans lined up to buy their copy of What Happened and get her to sign it, but Clinton was nowhere to be seen at the 11 a.m. start time. Finally around 12 noon she sneaked in back entrance of the bookstore and greeted the pissed-off fans who had wasted an hour of their day sitting in a lineup. Advertisement. In the new book Clinton admits that the campaign's mistakes were her decisions, but also manages to blame a huge amount of other people including Senator Bernie Sanders, President Trump, former FBI Director James Comey and white people. What do you think about Clinton being so late to her own book signing? Does it show how out of touch she still is or was she just having a bad morning? Hillary Clinton goes on The View for Lovefest, gets ambushed by only conservative host. Hillary Clinton goes on The View on Wednesday to peddle her nonsense book called What Happened. The View is very friendly grounds for Hillary as she has Joy Behar on there to have her back no matter what. Also, the rest of the panel is fairly liberal. They brought her on stage to the tune Stronger by Kelly Clarkson. That is a song she used during her campaign last year. Advertisement. Hillary Clinton goes on The View and fields the first question from avid liberal Whoopi Goldberg, "Why did you decide to relive all of this in the book?" This was the theme of the 40-ish minute program. Why is The View helping the Democratic Party and Hillary Clinton dwell on a loss? They are compadres. They should absolutely be looking forward for legit ways to defeat Trump. They refuse to do it. That's a really good question, Clinton said with a laugh, explaining that after the election she was devastated and the question people in her life kept asking her was, what happened? She decided to give this my best effort to figure it out, to be as open, candid, self-reflective as possible. Advertisement. Crazily enough, the questions did get more difficult for Clinton as the interview went on. In fact, the primary right-leaning host Jedediah Bila mentioned that Democrats believe that Clinton's book moves them back when they should be moving forward. It's not just about the past, Clinton insisted, pointing to ongoing issues that affect our democracy like Russia, suppression of voters, particularly African American and young voters, and sexism and misogyny, which are endemic in our system, and we ought to start talking about it. Bila called Clinton out for being tone-deaf in the reasons she lost the election. Bila brought up the frustration of the American voters against the liberal machine and issues like Obamacare costs and Obama refusing to say radical Islamic terrorism. What do you think about this? Bill O'Reilly breaks silence on return to TV, settles score with liberal Fox News execs. Bill O'Reilly just broke his silence on his possible return to television and the many offers he has had since leaving Fox News. In a wide-ranging new interview with The Hollywood Reporter, Bill settles some old scores but mainly played it straight. Advertisement. When asked about all the offers he has had to return TV, something his many fans would love to see, he said, "I haven't decided. There are some interesting projects in development, as they say in Hollywood, but it has to be the right situation. I'm waiting to see very specific details of the projects that people have pitched to us. And there have been many. I think by early October, we should have a pretty good vision of what we're going to do." That is good news. Advertisement. On the offer from One America News, it was rumored he was near a deal when the CEO of the company of a sudden tweeted that he was pulling his offer. "Yeah. I didn't make any yes or no on that. He was a very nice guy, and I thought I treated him very respectfully. But at that point, we weren't going to make any decisions about long-term projects. So they, I guess, lost patience." Asked if he wants a bigger partner than One America before he makes his return to prime time, Bill said, "No, I wouldn't say I'm interested in partnering. I've got my own enterprise, Billerly.com, which is extremely lucrative, and I can do that full-time. We have a very committed base of subscribers, and that'll only grow. I own that, and I don't have to partner with anybody. I'm a hired gun. If you want me to do something, I'm absolutely willing to listen, but I've got to feel that the odds of success are high." On what Fox News is lacking since he left and why his ratings would be better, Bill settled an old score with the liberal Fox execs who canned him by reminding them what he, and he alone, brings to the table. They're still a very strong brand, and they still have great correspondents, and their presentation is very, very professional. But I'm a different agent. I do things differently, and that's why we were very successful. So in a hurricane or breaking news coverage, I bring on certain people, and we develop story arcs. When I watched the Harvey coverage on television, there was a sameness to it. And that would not have been the case on our show. We look forward to your return whenever you so choose, Bill, as do many of your loyal fans.